In government entities, you had internet. And the reason as to why I didn't know what is the right term to use. What did you do to internet? It was partial. Describe the partial switch off. Who accesses and who doesn't? Because when it becomes partial, that means there are those that can access and there are those that do not access. So we want to know during the election period, where was, explain the partial switch off and who are the beneficiaries of the fully switch on, who benefited from that. We'll get back to the partial switch off of internet during elections.
Honorable Chair, with internet was switched off, but in order for us to continue providing government services, government offices had internet, the financial banking sector and systems had connectivity, and even those institutions that are doing business process outsourcing were connected in order for us to have continuity of the businesses. So it's not only government, but also in the private sector, the financial institutions were up and running. So in the event that anybody wanted to buy anything from the shops or go to the hospital, the services were available for them to use.
So the internet was only off for we, the local ones,
for those who are trying to access social media.
For those who are trying to access social media.
No one could access social media. Even if I was in government, I could not access social media, but I could access the services,
the systems
helping me deliver services to the citizen. Yes.
You said the reason you switched off was because the youth misbehave on internet?
Yes, we needed to protect the image of our country, because distorting the image of this country has...
How do elections distort the image of the country?
Not elections, but how...
Because no, we had the internet before elections. When we went for elections, the internet was switched off. So we misbehaved during elections. And for these other days, we are well behaved.
Chair, I think she also has to come out clearly, because
we need to be clear on this.
Service delivery was not distorted. But we did not have even mobile money. We were not able to access money from any bank, because even the bank system was disconnected. Yes.
So as you do explain, we want you, Madam PS, because these are the technical advisors to the ministers. So I want you to explain to the country how somebody is very well behaved before elections, and when it comes to elections, we misbehave. Which kind of misbehavior is exhibited during elections?
Honorable Chair and members, to the best of my knowledge, financial services were on.
Sure?
Yes.
Sure.
I am sure.
Ajat.
I am sure. The amount that you are transacting is the difference. But
now let's
but truth be told, there was no mobile money. We couldn't access even 5,000, even 10,000. It was not possible.
Yeah, it reached a point when it was
some
off
areas,
completely.
you know, the regions are different, because like Chair has already alluded, some places have a special treatment. Maybe that is the case.
From him, that there are those special districts that had access to mobile money, unlimited access to mobile money. But the fact is, mobile money was off.
Ma'am.
And PS, yes, Honorable Angula.
Yeah, maybe you could receive money and send money, but not access cash. But the movement of the mobile money on the networks was going on, but accessing it, that is what my experience. They send you money, you see it on phone.
But what is mobile money? So you said
so maybe
not
that's
to receive.
that's why I was asking. She clarifies.
Oh, right. You see. So that's why I wanted you to explain to the country how was because you said during the time of elections people would misbehave. That is why internet was switched off, and we believe that is the advice you people gave the heads of this country, the head of state and your minister, to advise the country that, you know, when it comes to elections, people misbehave. When it comes to elections, we don't know how to limit ourselves on how we can use the money. So switch off mobile money so that we don't access money. For us, we just want to know so that in the future we prepare ourselves better. We need to be educated on how we should behave during elections when it comes to internet, advise us about our limits, and also comment on the issue of mobile money. Where you need to consult, you have technical people here. If you have somebody in charge of those services, they should explain because they are technical advisors. But the country needs to know why internet was switched off. For that, you've told us the misbehavior. You need to inform the country the kind of misbehavior that you anticipated during elections and why we are denied access to money. Where is the problem? So there are two issues, internet and mobile money services.
Honorable Chair and members, on the issue of mobile money, to the best of my knowledge, unless if it was a service provider problem, to the best of my knowledge, mobile money was working. And whether money was being able to be withdrawn in cash or not, since we are trying to achieve a digital economy, I believe that allowing money to move digitally is the best way for us. Honorable Chair, when we started, we said that our role is to digitize. And when we are trying to promote digitization and then
But PS, have you ever gotten any report? Because we know the fact that for you, the internet was on in office. This means you know what is happening in the country in regard to your sector. Because if there is anybody who would not sleep on the voting day, it is you. Because ICT was very critical during that time. Did you get any reports about issues of mobile money being off and insufficient in terms of service? Did you get any complaint about mobile money services during elections? And which specific complaints did you get as the head of that institution, as the permanent secretary?
Chair, maybe also to add on, I think the PS, like you said, she was not supposed to sleep. She must have slept on duty.
She did. She's moving on well. I should say she has done her best. And she has, but only, Honorable, I understand Honorable Amero's case. You know, when the pressure that leaders have from their people, at times push us to ask those hard questions. But I believe she's moving well. But Madam, we need you to respond to issues of the internet and mobile money. And with clarity. And when did you inform the country that internet is going to be off? Were we told in times, or it was just an abrupt arrangement? Mobile money goes off without,
Madam Chair, you would have notified the public.
You would have notified the public that, we seem to have an interruption in such services, so prepare yourselves adequately enough. But you wake up one day, internet is off, mobile money is off. And it is only the bloggers who used to inform us, Uganda, please be prepared, they might switch off internet. We are waiting for the Minister of ICT to pronounce itself on that. The only defense we are getting is from the minister. No, internet will be on, it will be on. Eventually, it got off. So, do we really have to, do you owe us a service when it comes to informing us in time, in case a service is not offered? So, for us, as representatives of the people, we need answers on those two. Internet, mobile money. For you are saying mobile money was not off. We need you to explain the extent. Where you are not sure, please, somebody else technical should come out and explain those areas. Otherwise, we are not going to go to these matters. And to remind you, audit is both on the services that you render, accountability for occupants of office, and accountability for the funds that you do receive. In any case, we give you money to give services to the people. So that is both audit. Some of your colleagues were coming here and say, no, that is not part of the audit report. Not. As long as there is a complaint on what is going on in the Ministry of ICT, we shall always ask. So let's get responses on those. Because I know you are leaving by 11, we shall leave you to go. But leave these ones answered and we'll go to other issues.
Thank you, Chair and members. Committee that looks at matters of national security, and that is the committee that took the decision that it was necessary for us to have the shutdown of the internet and directed the regulator to do so. And in the event, the regulator communicated to the public.
You said it was 15th, 14th? You need to share that. Whoever is in charge of that docket, please provide us that
We
document.
shall be able to share the notice.
It was 30, was it 14th PS of 13th?
The notice I have is dated 14.
Hajat, do you know what you should do, PS? There is a person who is directly in charge of that docket. Are you the one who switched off? The person who switched off is with you. Direct the question to the actor, and I mean, they will know the dates. And it's not a crime. It was a directive, and you did your part. For us, we need to know when was the switch off, and we shall get, we need evidence from you of when you switched off. Because in matters of national security, we've noted that, you know, you were directed to switch off. So for us, we want to know when did you switch off, and when did we get internet back? When did you switch off, and when did you switch us on again? Whoever is in charge of the docket, you just pass the question.
Chair, I've passed on the question to Geoffrey Agoy.
Yes, Honorable Asman.
Who chair has 16? In 2016, mobile money services were disrupted. In 2016. 2021, the same thing happened. 2026, it is happening. At the risk of being speculative, Chairperson, 2031 is likely to happen. But I think it is very important for you to prepare the country. But Chair, you have asked for the directive. The National Security Council, according to the National Security Act, that this Parliament passed, is chaired by the President. So in giving us a copy of that directive, we would want to see a document signed by the chairperson or under the authority of the chairperson of the National Security Council, to avoid, overzealous officers. Because we know people who were on social media later on saying that eventually we've restored internet. They were taking it upon themselves. Okay? So I think it's important that that directive, which, as you have guided, is tabled here. And for me, as I said, I am interested in individual responsibility and liability. That's why I'm taking this path. And I think it will be important for us to see that directive of this shutdown.
And also to update this team, you know, they were very worried of the misbehavior during elections, but I believe enforcement was their role, you see. So you cannot say, you know, during elections, people are unruly, and after elections, you can really control us. What is, what is so special that comes in after elections? You know, before, as we went for the electoral period, we are given laws to follow. We are given regulations clearly. Even the Communications Act was part of it, and we are given guidelines on how we should behave when it comes to what? To communication. So we shall need to have those documents, PS, for the good of the country. But in future, even if directives are to be given, though, we wanted you to be clear on the dates. The chief on the board, you also don't know the dates because for you, you read the letters. You were part of the decision-making team. Didn't you see the dates? When did you give the first directive, the second one, the third one, up to the 10th, whichever the number was? When was the first cutoff? Yes, Honorable.